You ever see 30 tons of karma delivered in just 42 seconds? Because let me tell you, when a crooked HOA president brought a crew of hired hunters onto my ranch thinking she'd found the perfect way to steal the land my family spent 3 generations building, she had no clue she was stepping straight into a Texas tornado named Thunder. Yeah, my 1-ton Brahmin bull guy takes trespassing real personal. What happened next? Well, that was the most expensive 42 seconds in HOA history, and thanks to a few security cameras and some serious bad luck on their part, I've got every wild second burned into memory. You want plot twists? I've got 3 that'll leave your head spinning, plus evidence that'll have you questioning everything you think you know about justice. So where are you watching from? Because this is one real-life revenge story that's about to go absolutely sideways. It started before dawn, 5:45 on a Tuesday. Just me, my coffee, and Thunder out in the north pasture, gold and crimson painting the sky. The kind of peace that makes you think maybe life isn't so complicated after all. Thunder was learning whistle commands, never guessed that'd be the thing that saved everything. My grandfather bought this ranch when he came home from Korea. My dad grew it, and I kept the tradition alive, holding off suburban sprawl one fence post at a time. Then, just as the world's starting to feel right, here comes the sound of an electric motor whining so loud it spooks Thunder back against the fence. And would you believe it, purple golf cart barreling down my drive, dust flying, making a spectacle out of itself. At the wheel, Patricia Sterling, president of the Paradise Hills HOA. Never met her, but I recognized the type, giant sunglasses, nails so sharp they could pop a tire, lips curled like she smelled something rotten. She doesn't even get out, just rolls to a stop. Stares me down and says, "Mr. Morrison, your so-called farming operation is dragging down our property values 30%. The smell, the noise, the lack of, what did she call it, aesthetic appeal." You know what I mean? It took everything in me not to laugh. "Ma'am, this ranch has been here since 1960. Your development's 5 years old. If anyone's new around here, it sure ain't me." Her face went the color of her golf cart. "The HOA has authority over all properties affecting our community standards. You've got 30 days to cease operations, or we'll bankrupt you." She chucked an envelope at my boots and tore out so fast she nearly lost her purse. A folded paper fluttered to the dirt. I picked it up, expecting a grocery list. What I found turned my stomach, an architectural rendering labeled Sterling Lakeside Resort and Spa, my entire ranch circled in red. Phase 1. Remove obstacles by June 30th. There was even a signature line, $2 million already pledged by investors. 6 weeks away, and apparently I was the obstacle. My father's words echoed back, "Son, one day, outsiders will come for this land with money, lawyers, and lies. When that happens, you stand your ground." That's what I intended to do. Because Patricia, she'd just declared war. And she didn't know who she was messing with. Now, I wish this was just a story about property lines and mean words, but Patricia played a deeper game. That very night, rumors started swirling. My neighbor Jennifer stopped by with eggs, looking guilty. "Heard you're thinking about selling," she said, eyes down. Patricia told everyone at the HOA meeting that I'd already agreed to a deal. I hadn't, but you can guess how that went down. A few nights later, I woke up at 2 a.m. to metal clanging and what sounded like fireworks by the bullpens. Out there in the dark, all I found was trash tire tracks and flakes of purple paint. That was it for me. I dropped $8,000 on a security system, high-def cameras, night vision, motion sensors, cloud backup, you name it. Worth every penny, because less than a week later, I caught Patricia on tape out by the east gate talking to a stranger, handing him a fat envelope. The mic picked up every word. "Bryce will handle the main event on Saturday," she said. "We need video evidence of the bulls attacking. Multiple angles, insurance won't pay unless it's clear." The man nodded. "Bryce Cooper doesn't come cheap, but he's never lost a case." After they left, I looked up Bryce. Turns out he's a wildlife conflict specialist, professional con artist, who sues ranchers for staged animal attacks. In every case, the land changed hands fast. And here's the twist. Saturday was the big community festival. The whole neighborhood would be just a mile away, hundreds of witnesses, the perfect setup. They wanted my bulls to charge, get it all on camera, then sue me into the dirt. Like I said, this was never about property values. Patricia had already sold my ranch before she ever owned it. So Saturday rolls around. I see 3 black trucks at the gate. Bryce climbs out. He's got that look like he's auditioning to play himself in a bad action movie. Expensive shotgun slung over his shoulder, live streaming to thousands. His crew, Jake the cameraman, Tony the muscle, start setting up tripods, aiming cameras right at the danger bull breeding area sign. I play a long drive up on my ATV, fake a little worry. Just be careful around Thunder, guys. He doesn't like strangers. They smirk. Jake's got a camera pointed right at Thunder's pasture. Tony unpacks bear spray, a flare gun, and an air horn stuff guaranteed to rile up any animal. See, their plan was simple. Provoke Thunder and the herd, film them charging, then scream lawsuit. They'd done it before, but they didn't know my animals. And they didn't know me. I opened the north pasture gate from a distance. Thunder's herd always moves to the south feeding area at the same time every day, meaning they'd pass right through the trap Bryce set. A bull at full speed covers 180 meters in 42 seconds. I timed it, watched the countdown in my head. Then the real chaos started. Tony sprayed the bear repellent. Bryce fired the flare, shouting, "They're attacking," like he was narrating his own downfall. To the bulls, that was war. Thunder lowered his head, bellowed so loud the ground shook, and 30 Brahmins charged like they'd just seen red. Bryce threw his shotgun. Jake ran for a tree. Tony tripped and pepper sprayed himself, every second a new disaster. My cameras caught it all, but so did theirs. In 42 seconds, Bryce's truck was dented like a soda can, thousands in gear destroyed, and Jake was sobbing 10 feet up a pecan tree, begging to come down. But here's where it gets dark. Even as they fled, Jake yelled from the branches. Got it all, multiple angles. This is golden footage. Their story would be edited to look like an innocent hunting trip gone wrong, bulls gone wild. Mine would show the real story, but who'd the public believe? Within a day, their video went viral. Ranch attack nearly killed by angry bulls. 5 million views. Comment section split half. Wanted my head. Half smelled something off. The local news ran with it, and Patricia played the victim, working every angle. By Monday, Sheriff Walsh came out to the ranch. Good man, didn't want to be there. He watched my footage. Shook his head, clear provocation, illegal bear spray, restricted area. But then he asked the question that made my blood run cold. Bryce says you signed a hunting permit. That true? Patricia rolled up just in time. Crocodile tears in full effect, waving a document complete with my signature. I'd never signed a thing. She claimed 3 witnesses, Margaret, David, Susan, even had dash cam footage of me signing it. Suddenly, the whole town turned against me. Neighbors stopped talking, bank called about the ranch. Even my vet seemed nervous. Patricia had staged the perfect coup. For a second, I even doubted myself. But one thing stuck out, she swore. I signed on May 18th. I tore through my security archives, watched every hour from that day. No visitors, no purple cart, just me, the bulls, and a vet visit. But Patricia was so confident I almost started questioning reality. Then I remembered the old gate logger. Logs every entry, can't be hacked, auto-deletes after 30 days. I checked May 18th, 2 entries, both me, no one else. Between that and the security footage, I had her. I called Sheriff Walsh, brought it all in, video logs, everything. Patricia tried one last show, but I played a clip from May 21st, her own voice saying, "This is my first time at your ranch." The color drained from her face. Then Walsh got a call, David Smith, recanting his statement, admitting Patricia had threatened him over unpaid HOA dues. It unraveled from there. Turns out Patricia had already spent the investor money, forged documents, and even submitted evidence dated a day in the future. She cracked screaming about revenge over an old slight from my dad and got cuffed right there. Bryce and his crew folded messages, emails, the whole setup laid out for the prosecutor. Justice hit fast. Patricia got 3 years in federal, $500,000 restitution, and the HOA booted every one of her rules. Bryce paid $50,000, the rest did community service on local ranches, no less. The resort never happened. My neighbors, ashamed, brought casseroles and apologies. Best of all, the local kids started coming out for Meet Thunder days, learning what real ranching looks like. So, yeah, my family's the land survived the storm, and Thunder's still out there, king of the pasture, letting little kids scratch his ears. The only trace of Patricia is a dent in my gate and a cautionary tale for anyone who thinks a rancher's just an easy mark. Now tell me, how many years do you think Patricia deserved? Would you have fought or folded? Share your thoughts below, because if there's one thing I learned, it's that you never mess with a stubborn Texan or his bulls. And if you've got your own HOA horror story, let's hear it. Some things are just worth fighting for, don't you think?